Mic check. Mortal Masters podcast. Yo, man, of course, I'm back with a special guest, man. I got Travoris, Hawkins. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How about yourself, brother?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain, man. I cannot complain, man. What you been up to, man?
Man, just working, man. Just trying to stay busy. Family man, and just trying to stay out the way. That's all.
Real quick, so you born and raised in Augusta, right?
Yeah.
So we gonna get into that, yeah. So how I normally do, it's certain people when you do reach out to them and you ask them about coming on the podcast, you kind of bite your finger a little bit because you might not look at yourself that way. I don't know, but like for people like me that's in media and just started like decade or so after, you've been doing work and putting work in and stuff. We seen your journey, so we watch me like, damn, maybe they don't know who I am, maybe they don't really rock with the podcast, whatever. And you do so much and get so much like attention and love and respect from all these different places. You kind of wonder that somebody gonna be like, they want to do it, but then when you hit back as soon as you did, I was like, damn, I might be doing something all right.
For real.
I might be doing something all right. So I want to start with just like tell us about your upbringing. Like, where you from? Where you was born, raised? Like, what's your upbringing like?
I'm from Augusta, Georgia. I grew up downtown Augusta, in the bottom. Like, that's me right there. So everybody from there, like, I'm just me. Like, I don't like
describe that, like, so you from the bottom. Describe the bottom for me. For people that's watching this that just like your work and don't know it, like, describe what the bottom is like.
Yeah, so we surrounded by train tracks. So like it's basically like if you coming off of Laney Walker on back. So we surrounded by train tracks. If you want to say a lot of poverty, the projects, a lot of drugs, all that,
Violence,
so
definitely.
Violence, but you don't really realize what you living in until you kind of see other things.
Right.
So I don't toot my nose at my people like them my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm of that.
Coming up, like you mentioned, that you don't really know like what you're living in until you see other things.
Yeah.
So coming up, did that just seem like the norm for you? Did it ever seem like, damn, I'm living in, like, he watched The Wire?
Yeah.
And it looked like desert storm everywhere?
Yeah.
Like, living in an environment you lived in, like, did you know at a young age, like, this ain't how it's supposed to be? Or you thought like, oh, this is just home?
Nah, because I had a strong family, bro. Like, when I tell you my mama, my grandmamas and all that, they kind of, even though like once you go outside, you in it. But when I'm inside, I felt so much love and, compassion.
Yeah.
I knew I could do whatever I wanted to. And plus, I had a mama that would beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? So it is, so it was like you could get away with certain stuff, but I knew I had to at least bring the grades in so that I could get outside and do whatever it is that I wanted to do. But with the teachings that I had, it was a lot of stuff that I would see and be like, I just learned that might not be the right thing.
Right.
So it kind of shielded me from a lot of that.
So talk about the just in-home lifestyle, like siblings, your oldest, youngest, only child.
So on my mom's side, I'm the oldest by 14 years. So I grew up as an only child in my home. But on
14 years is kind of
it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. That she almost like my kid, so. But
technically speaking, yeah.
Yeah, for real. But on my pop side, I got a sister that's only a year younger than me, and then I have another sister that's 4 years younger than me. So we didn't grow up in the same household, but we were always close.
Yeah, real quick, I know I'll ask these questions because I like to get.
Yeah.
She a year younger than me or like almost a year? Like
No.
I'm trying to get the.
Yeah, so she
full
a year.
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
A full year younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's your relationship with your pops?
It's good. Like I always say me and my pops grew up together. Cause like him and my mama was like, they like polar opposites. So it's
Describe
like
that.
my mama was the hard working, go to work every day, straight and narrow. You gonna graduate, you gonna do what you gotta do, get you a trade or a job and live your life. My daddy, on the other hand,
From the bottom?
Yeah, he was on some other stuff. So like I kind of got the best of both worlds. So like I learned how to work and hustle, honestly, from my mama. But survival, I learned from my pops. You know what I'm saying? So knowing like what to do outside of the good that you might do. What if you step into something? Like what you gonna do then?
Yeah.
So I learned that from my pops.
So I mean, just being in a household where it's you and your mom for
Yeah,
the
just
most part.
yeah.
But your dad was in your life though.
Well, he was in my life, but like I said, we grew up together. So
He ran the streets. for
Yeah,
the most part,
yeah. So like his mom, which my grandmother, was my bonus mama. So I had two grandmothers that was.
Can you describe that though? Like describe that dynamic, because like I think a lot of men go through that, or we see that we don't know how to describe it yet or pinpoint it, but describe that dynamic where like your dad is there, so he's not like not there, but he's not there.
Exactly. So you got to think. Okay, when I was born, my pops was 18 years old, so it didn't really click to me what my pops would go through until I turned 18. And I'm looking at like, okay, at this time, my pops had me. And I'm thinking of all the stuff that I'm doing at 18. It was like, dang, like I can't imagine having a kid. But my mama was 20 when she had me. And when I turned 20, I'm thinking like, okay, my mama had me at 20. I can't think of but having a kid at 20, I'm still living my life. But the sacrifices that she made, you know what I'm saying? Right. It was kind of like, dang, like you really changed your whole life for me. You see what I'm saying? So it was like a balance. It really helped me forgive him for any of the days and times that I'm thinking like, man, you ain't doing that.
You ain't doing enough.
Yeah, or you ain't doing enough.
Like,
it really changed my perspective on the whole thing. To think like,
at what age though? Like, at what age did you like? I'm curious. I'm building. I'm building right now, so bear with me. But I'm curious on like what age you started to feel that way, and then also what age you started to say, okay, I see what he's going through, because I get what you're saying about the 18 and 20. But I don't know if you really go through that at 18 and 20. I think it's later on in life. You're like, damn, at 18 I wouldn't really have. At 18, I didn't think my dad had me at 19, so I wouldn't be able to handle it.
No,
it wasn't until I was like 25, 24, I was like, all right, I kind of can see it now.
No, I really started thinking that early.
Right at 18?
Like, probably earlier. Because I've always been cognitive of when my parents had me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, now I'm 15 and I'm seeing like different friends kind of dropping out of school and doing different things. Like, dang.
Yeah.
But I'm getting closer and closer to the age that my parents had me. And I'm seeing like a lot of my friends having kids. And so it's like, dang, like, am I going to be one of, if you want to say a statistic? You know, so I started really thinking of that early, because at that point, I'm not going to school in my neighborhood. You know, so a lot of the friends that I really grew up with, like we starting to be distant from each other, because I'm starting to see different things and thinking a little different. Even though I'm still living in the neighborhood, but I'm thinking a lot different.
In hindsight, that not going to school in your neighborhood and getting distant with friends, beneficial or did it hurt?
No, it definitely benefited me. I could be with them anytime. Like, I remember, I tell this story all the time. Like, I left East Augusta. I was at East Augusta Middle School. I left there in the 7th grade and went to Langford. Cause that was my daddy's zone then.
So going from East Augusta to Langford is definitely a night and day.
It was night and day. Like, I didn't know how to deal with white people. Like, you
would have went from the bottom to uppity in like no time.
From literally one day I'm at East Augusta, the next day I'm at Langford, and it's like, man, I don't know what the hell going on.
And this is back in the day where like you had to go to your zone. It wasn't all this new stuff where you could just pick and choose.
It was zones. So like I take it even back further. So like when I would give my number to like the teachers and stuff, I don't know if people, I might be showing my age, but I don't know if people understand like the numbers on your house phone. So like I had a 724 number. That's all downtown. So when I would give a 724 number at Langford, they looking at me like, how you get a 724 number? We 736 and
that giveaway.
Yeah, so it was like they looking at me funny, but I ain't causing no trouble. Like I say, I got somebody at home that ain't gonna play that. So I'm always gonna do my work, do whatever I can, and then out extracurricular stuff, I'm just gonna be me.
Yeah. Well, I want to touch on that a little bit, because I know I kind of stayed on one thing for a minute, but talk about just you as a kid. Like how were you as a kid? I know with your mom and then with your dad. Like, were you one way with your mom and then one way with your dad or your grandma?
Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was kind of like that. Like I say, I've been privileged to the point where I learned early, like how to maneuver in different settings. Because when I'm with my mama, of course, I got to be one way. But when I'm with my pops, I could take off my hat and listen to rap music and do whatever. So
was it hard to not? And I don't know if you are, if you were. Was it hard to tackle like getting that mama's boy and then being around your pops, or do you feel like you wasn't like a mama's boy?
I used to kind of get it like from a few of my cousins or whatever, but it wasn't really too much, because I was honestly, I was spoiled as a child. So it wasn't that, you know, how people be like, oh, you grew up in the project, so you dirt poor and all. Like, nah, like I actually had carpet in my apartment. Like my mama was different. Like she was different. So she wasn't really supposed to be in the environment she was. It was just she was just a young mother,
right.
But she was striving for more, you know, and her time came, you know. So it, like on the inside, you would have thought we was in a condo somewhere. But
if you could, like, and it's on the spot. I'm sorry, but you know, as you speak, I'm getting interested in certain things.
Yeah.
If you could describe your mom, like, say somebody asked you how was your mom, like, you had to give a description of it. Like, how would you describe your mom in relation to what she means to you in your life?
My backbone, you know, the person who motivated me to do everything that I do. I always envision myself doing something great and repaying her, even though she always said, you don't owe me a dime, you know. So, but she always been that person, that muse, so to speak. You know, she showed me what it meant to make a dollar, keep a dollar, invest a dollar. You know, so, and then I also have to say on the flip side of that, my pops did the same thing. You know, he showed me like, okay, when I have my kid, what it is that I want to do with that kid from the jump. You know, like I say, I always say me and my pops grew up together, you know, so he showed me that, okay, he may have slipped right here, but when he got back on track, he was on track. And even today, like he my best friend.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. So you're a young kid as a student, right? So you say your mom was pretty strict, for the most part. Was it the strictness that kind of kept you like getting good grades, or you just actually kind of smart? Like, describe like you as a student.
I just knew what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Like it wasn't that I was just hella smart or nothing. A lot of stuff came easy to me, you know, because like I say, I still had that in the back of my head. Like, hey, if I don't bring this, my mama ain't gonna play that. You know, so I ain't gonna be able to go outside. I ain't gonna be able.
How often did you get in trouble? Like, how often did you get in trouble?
I ain't get in trouble that much, except for with her. Like, it was just like, I hate to make it seem like she was abusive or nothing, but she just didn't play, bro. Like she ain't play. You know, so
where do you think that came from? Like her, like, because I guess, granted, technically speaking, she wasn't a single mom because you said your dad and you had help and stuff like that. But a lot of mothers rather, they struggle with even being rough, stern with their kid, especially if it's just one, because they feel like they have to do both roles. They have to balance so much different stuff and so much on their plate because they're not getting help. So where do you think that came? And her being young, where do you think that came from? As far as like her saying like, I don't care. I'm gonna be this way because this is what he needs. Because
that was the environment. Like if she's not giving me that on the inside, as soon as I go outside, I'm lost. Like I did everything that, as like you say, the YNs. It was I just knew how to. I knew how to toe that line, you know, and it's like towing that line to understand that, hey, I went this far, and then such and such got in a shootout, and it was like literally I could have been right there, but something said, hey, go to the store real quick. You go, and it's been like that my whole life, like literally, it's been like that my whole life. It's not that I've ever been perfect or anything. It's just I don't know if it's. I could say it's God. You know, it's just the environment that we live in. It's so easy to get in trouble, but I've always had that thing in the back of my mind, like, hey, your mama looking at you, your grandma looking at you. You know, I've just always thought about that.
I asked that too because, like I said, we young men, so I think no matter whether you soft, the toughest, whatever, like it's gonna come times where you're faced with choices. And a lot of times, I know we used to come to a lot of them choices, and we call it a product of our environment. Yeah. But I'm looking at someone who is right now from the bottom, but is not showing I'm a product of my environment. You know, if that makes sense. As far as the choices and life chances. Yeah. You're not where some people are at. They're not breathing right now. Exactly. They're not free right now. You know, some people paralyzed. They can't walk right now because the life they chose to live. Here you are, living, breathing, walking. You know, look sharp, by the way, might as well say, nice Supreme jacket, you know what I'm saying? Let's start there, clap it up for the Supreme jacket, right, you know? But how do you think you were able to like navigate through not falling through the pits of I'm a product of my environment?
Exiting in the 7th grade. That was, and I've done this analysis of my life plenty of times.
You said that what in 7th grade now?
Like that, the analysis of my life, like that was me going to Langford saved me.
Got you.
My mama saw it, because again, I'm in it, so I understood like, hey, if I do this schoolwork, me and my friends can go do X, Y, and Z. So it got to a point where I would actually do the work in class, slide the paper over to my homeboy, and he do the work, and he slide the paper over. Now we 15 minutes in the class, and the teacher is like, y'all done? She don't want us to be disruptive, so he be like, y'all go to the gym. We go to the gym, but we might end up in Underwood. We might end up back in Dust Mountain.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. The teacher said go to the gym and you end up in Underwood?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out like where from the gym, like you leave the classroom. I don't know how East Augusta is. You go to the gym.
It was literally.
How do you end up in Underwood? I'm trying to figure out what like how does that happen?
Yeah,
you just leave school.
You just leave school. Yeah, you just see you later. We know what time to be back. You know what I'm saying? So we supposed to be at the gym.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And yeah, we playing ball in Underwood.
Oh my God.
So it's like little stuff like that, and never got caught. By the way, I might I might catch a beating now. Telling my mom because she gonna watch this. But it's kind of like she saw a difference, and she saw me kind of going down the wrong path, even though I'm doing everything right. But it's still like, hey. So she talked to my pops. I ended up going to Langford.
Uppity Langford. What do you know?
It was different then. Like it was a wake up call. Like even the way we wore our clothes in the bottom was different. Than, we got Tommy Hilfiger, they got Tommy Hilfiger, but they Tommy Hilfiger fitting a little different. It was different, but bro, it saved my life. I still got lifelong friends from there.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's what's up. I think a change of scenery in life is always a good thing. It changes out your perspective.
Yes.
A lot of times, we mentioned this off camera, but we talked about Augusta being like an amazing city. And I think that if you only been here, it's so much like home to you that you don't look at the history and the richness of it in awe. It's like, oh, Peach Orchard Road again, okay.
Yep.
But if you've been other places and you lived other places and you've seen how they embrace their city and you've been to these so-called great places and you come back home, you're like, yo, this is great here.
Yes.
Like you develop a different type of respect for and a different type of awe for the city you live in, and if you talking about 06, 05, Peach Orchard Road today ain't Peach Orchard Road back then.
It sure ain't.
It's a different Peach Orchard Road.
Yeah.
And so I just think that I think it changed your perspective, and I think it's always good for kids to get a change in scenery and change in environment because you get to broaden your horizons and your perspective change, not just on just like Augusta and local stuff, but just the choices you make, the things you think you can do in life.
Exactly.
It don't put a limit on what can be done.
Exactly.
So clap it up for your mom. I'm gonna clap it up for your mom. Pops, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, both of them, man. Clap it up for them.
Not for Uppity Langford, but I'm definitely clapping it
Man,
for
clap
you.
it up for Langford too, man. I got some.
Why not?
I got some folks, man. Like,
Langford too.
It wasn't all that. Like, I mean, it wasn't all just uppity. Like,
I joke on schools for just for joking purposes.
Yeah. But no, it definitely was a difference.
It's my mindset. My mindset is like, you joke on the school, somebody hear that and be like, why you say that? It's engagement now.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all.
Definitely.
I ain't never been Langford day in my life.
Oh no, but it was now don't get me wrong from what I was coming from. Oh, that joke was uppity, bro. Like, and I caught it when I would get back home. Like, it go Langford now.
That's how I felt here. It's like, you come to a small, slower city, you're like, whoa, what's going on? The bus, a cheese bus, that's looked down upon in New York. Like, you on a cheese bus? Why are you doing that? I'm like, bro, that's what they do down here. That's how you get to school, bro. Like, take a cheese bus. I don't know, like. So, at what point in your life, like, do you like? Because you say you play sports and stuff when you're young. So you play for Langford too?
I played for Langford.
Okay. Yep. So at what point in your life do you start to touch like cameras and stuff? Like you start to do artistic stuff?
Yeah. I had an interest in high school. I had a good friend, Hodges Ushery. So like he had cameras like back then, and he would play with it. And I just seen him make a music video one day, and I was like, bro, like that's dope. Like I'm at Richmond by this time.
Yeah,
I'm like, dog, that's dope. Like so, it kind of went a year or two after I seen him, because of course I ain't had the money to get the equipment that he had at the time. Yeah. He ended up going off the SCAD. So now it was my freshman year at AU, which was Augusta State at that time. So
So many different names,
yeah,
right?
so many names. So I'm in my freshman year, and me and Bubba with John, we was like, he was deep into the music, So I was like, dog, I can't rap, sing, or dance, but I want to be a part of this some type of way. So we watching MTV jams one day. I was like, bro, we can do a music video. He was like, yeah, we can. So my cousin, his cousin, both our cousins really, he gave us $500. So he said, hey, go do something with it. I got a $250 camera, which was a Flip HD, and he got a mic. And I learned how to do everything from YouTube.
This cousin, who is this guy?
He just a hardworking man.
Okay. Yep. I'm asking because that's dope because somebody believing in you. Yep. And I know finding it today ain't finding it what it was yesterday. It's different.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah, that was different.
Actually, it's harder to get back then.
Yes.
It's actually harder to get back then. Somebody, they really believed in you. Mm-hmm. So when you say you had a good loving family, I see that as well.
Yeah.
Because cousin giving you $5 is crazy.
Yeah. And that was the first camera. Like everything I got, like either I reinvested or my family helped me. Like once we get to that point, I'll tell you how I got all of this stuff. But like it's a lot of people believed in me, and it put into me that hey, you gotta believe in yourself because hey, these folks got your back.
High school, because I don't want to skip too much on that, but high school, like what kind of kid were you in high school? I'm looking at you now. You're very fly. I want to say
I
that.
appreciate
right?
it, bro.
And I know it's a slight fly because I get it. It's like I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing here. They can't see. Well, they probably will see the full body pic because you got another camera here. But the coordination is great. But I know that you are linked to people who dress well.
Yeah.
So what kind of guy were you in high school? Were you the dresser guy? Because were you the
same way?
So no sports. You put the basketball down.
Well, I was still playing, but I didn't play for the school. Like so, I'm still in the new neighborhood. Like
Okay.
They knew I could go off.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just been the same since I was in elementary school. Really, I was always the kid with all the Jordans. Like it's just something that I've always gravitated towards, like with fashion. Like so, I've been this way my entire life.
Oh, damn, I'm gonna answer a different question.
Yeah,
I have to change it real quick. Because you said you always had the Jordan. Like, what is that like? Because I wasn't that kid. Okay?
Yeah.
I want to start there. My bottom was really the bottom for real.
Yeah.
So what is that? How did that feel? Like when the new Jordan come out, I got them.
It was different, bro. Like
what did that feel like? I don't know.
It's like a high that you can't describe, to be honest. Because it's like, at that time, I tell you, shoes was coming out on Wednesdays. And I would have them early because my uncle was in the military and he was in North Carolina. So he would bring them down and just lacing them just up, like going into school was crazy. It's like, oh, he got them. And it got to the point where people knew when the Jordans would come out. And that was when Jordans only really came out like once a month.
Yeah.
If that. You had your black and white, your black and red, and then you might have a random color. But that's it for the entire year. So when them shoes come out and I walk into the lunchroom man.
No, so I want you to give me a rundown. I want this clip got to be like, give me the run. Like, you get the shoes.
Yeah,
they in your hand now.
Yeah, they in my hand.
From the time they in your hand to the time you come back home from school, can you walk me through that process?
So, all right, they in my hand that night. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. Boy, I'm about to step, and I know what the walk to this bus stop is about to be. So, all right, we get to the bus stop. Man, and everybody that know, okay, Travoris is two different people that you're talking to. So, you got Travoris, but at that time, and even now, like, people know me as Weeda. Weeda. So 90... Weeda.
Okay.
So 90% of... And I only say that because I know it's going to be a lot of people from Augusta that see. So it's a lot of people that saying, who the hell is Travoris? Like, when you said that, it's like, they see me. I know I'm a grown man, that name just... My grandma gave me that name. That's my name in the project. It just stuck. So, like, I get to the bus stop. I know where to go have them on. And I come around, he got them on. So it's like, that really put into me like, hey, somebody worked for these. Like, this is not free. Somebody worked for this shoe. You know, so once I got of age and got a little older, foot grows into a size over a size 5.5.
Yeah.
You know, I jumped to a 7.5. You in the man size now.
Yeah.
Hey, like I ain't buying them no more. So, but it put something in me to say, hey, you got it. That's really what I started working for. I got it.
Because you had a name you had to uphold.
I gotta
got
get
to
these
have
shoes.
these J's.
I gotta have these J's.
The streets need to know these J's is out, and I gotta wear them so they know it's out.
I gotta know, and I gotta have them early. Like I ain't gotta be on my
I
feet
gotta
before
have them early.
But UPS drop them off, and they hot or cold, however it is outside, they gotta be in my hand straight off UPS. Like, I done had so many different lives in Augusta. It's crazy. Like, shoe store, but you running this. You running this.
That's funny. That's funny. I just wonder because I think I might have got one new release in my whole life.
Yeah.
And that was like the Carmelo Anthony in 2005.
Twos.
The twos.
Yep.
The Denver Nugget looking twos.
Yeah.
The only time. I remember, you could tell you're not a dresser, right? You could tell you're not a dresser. I came to school with them shits. Nigga was like, it's your birthday.
Like you got on the Burberry shirt.
Yeah,
and,
bro.
just tell him happy birthday.
Oh,
you
bro.
got that on. Just tell him happy birthday. So
It was January. My birthday in October, man. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
what is it? Birthday or tax
Nigga
time?
was shocked. Yeah, that's what it be, man. Nigga was shocked. Like, you?
Yeah.
Birthday, they ain't get him. You know what I'm saying?
But even with that, bro, my mama, everybody would be like, you got this, but you better be humble. Because if I see you picking on somebody, I was always taught, like, this is not normal. You know, this is not normal. You're going to have some envy. You're not going to know where it's going to come from. It could be from the person that's smiling in your face, that's happy for you, but they're not. You know, so it was always a life lesson everywhere around me. And it just, all that stuff just stuck with me.
I know if Ken, we talked about it. You are 1/3 of Scholar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Explain where you met your two, y'all family, y'all cousins or something.
Yeah, well, no, we actually
them
not,
two
but-
brothers.
No, we all just best friends.
So they're not family.
Nope.
All right, could have fooled me.
Yep.
I definitely thought the other two
We
was brothers.
are family, but we, like, if you were to say legally, no.
Yeah, not by blood.
Yeah.
Okay. But the other two, they're not brothers.
Nope.
You sure?
Positive. I'll ask.
Yeah, ask
You
them,
know,
please. Like, I want
it
to
might
know.
be
Like,
some- it might be
'cause
some
I
in there,
I
you know.
feel like they were brothers. I could be
they
wrong.
Not. They're not.
Okay, damn. Okay, well, where'd you guys meet? Tell me y'all story.
High school. So we in high school. Me and John, Bubba. Me and Bubba, we were in the 9th grade together. At this time, we the shortest people in the 9th grade. Like little. We little. I don't even know we had hit 5 feet yet. So, but we was hell on the court. So, but they would always pit us against each other because we going at each other. We the smallest, so we would naturally be point guards. So we going at each other one day, and granted, how he looks now with his beard and he looked like that in the 9th grade. So I'm like, this thing gotta be a sub or something. He a sub. Like, he just out here hooping with us. So I found out he was in 9th grade too. And we just clicked off top. Like, it got to a point where we wouldn't even take classes together. This is how advanced we were. Because his folks from the bottom too. We just never crossed paths. You know, so it got so crazy to the point where we wouldn't take classes together. He would take a class one period, I'll take it the next. And we would swap papers and stuff. So, like, by the time we get to 5th, 6th, 7th period, we done did all our work for the day. So now we just hooping. Became best friends from that. You know, sharing lockers. That way we don't have to, if one got a lock on the 2nd floor, one got a lock on the 1st floor.
Oh, yeah.
We good, you know, and that just been my brother since then. Lex came in. Lex was a year younger than us. So I remember when me and him got cool, we got cool off some fashion stuff. So back then it was jerseys. Jerseys was in. And he saw, I don't know what jersey I had.
A long time
on.
ago.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. So I got on the jersey and he used to always be like, I see you. I'd be like, I appreciate it. But I don't know him. Like, so and he walked up to me one day and he was like, bro, where you getting all these jerseys from? I was like, the mall. What you mean? Like, And not to chump him off with that, but it's like, that's the first thing you say. Like, what you mean where I'm getting them from? The same place you get yours from, because he got on the jersey.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see you. So it just became that thing. Like, me and him was actually battling with different stuff, and we just got cool. Like, just from that. We in the 10th grade by that time. He's in the 9th, and it just all through high school. We would always be at Lex's house. Like, once,
But at what point do y'all form this like super duper
college?
In college.
Yeah, this was in college.
Okay.
Yeah, because all of us ended up going to Augusta State. So he's a year behind. When he comes, it's like, okay, now we on campus. By this time, I'm working. Like I say, I'm getting the shoes early. He into the same thing. Bub into the same thing. And at that time, Augusta State was different. So it wasn't that many black people walking around.
Yeah, I remember y'all from somewhere. Cause I never knew. I didn't go to Richmond.
Yeah,
I went to Augusta State.
Yeah,
and I knew you.
Yep.
All three of y'all from somewhere. Just never knew from where.
Yeah.
And then social media formed, so you never know where you need to somebody from. Okay, it must be Augusta State.
Yeah, because if you see somebody,
that's it.
You see a black man, it's like, hey, I know him.
It's only 20 of us.
That's it.
So I knew that it was.
Yeah, that's it. So it was like we just bonded there, because me and Bub already tight.
Yeah.
Lex come in, we done graduated, and then he comes on campus, and it's like, yo, this the homie, So all us together, and it just, we all thought of, just building something together. Bub was on the music, I was on the films. We was like, okay, we need clothing. So we were watching Jay-Z, which is our favorite artist. So he had on a shirt. This was around the time.
Very, very good taste, by the way.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Very
so
good
like
taste.
we sitting there, and this is around the time they would have somebody's name and a year. So he had on a shirt that said Tom Ford, and it was like 76. So we're like, dang, that's hard. So we came up with name with Scholar because we bombed on a party that we tried to throw. So we had to change our whole name.
Nope.
Yep, go back.
All right, you bombed at a party. Let's start there.
Man. So we threw the greatest party never told, and went broke behind it. So we threw a party. We in college. We threw a party in Aiken. Why Aiken?
Yeah, that's
I have
first,
no
I don't know.
idea why, but we had got this little spot that was hella cheap. It was actually like a rundown hotel or something, close to
sound like
USC
Aiken.
Aiken.
Sound like Aiken.
So we throw this party. The person that was on, like, everybody, it's a lot of people there. We had drinks, we had everything, but they didn't go up at the door. Like, how normally you start at $5 and you go up to 10, 15. They didn't go up at the door. We had the wrong person at the bar. So like the bar, one of our homeboys is at the bar, and he's not measuring nothing. It's like chicks just walking up, he just throwing shots in their mouth.
You
like,
fine, come here.
Yeah,
all right.
He just doing like, man, what is you doing? So like all the liquor gone. We look at the end of the night, we dead broke. Like we didn't even break even. I took out a loan for like
Jesus Christ.
Like it was bad. So like we had to change the name of that. So we was like, okay, we a scholar. We know the streets. We know both sides of everything. So we were like, we scholars for real. Now you could throw us to the wolves, or you could put us in a boardroom, and we gonna know exactly how to maneuver. So we were like, we scholar.
That's what's up.
So we came up with the Scholar since '88 from the Jay-Z stuff, because it had Tom Ford. Then it was the year that Tom Ford was born. Scholar '88.
Okay.
That was our first shirt.
Why 88? I mean, my
All of us born in '88.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Y'all the same age. Okay.
All
cool,
the same.
Everybody
age.
88.
Yep.
Okay,
Everybody 88.
What's the odds of that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just curious. What was the name? What was the first name? What was that?
Cash Cartel.
I definitely see why y'all failed. Okay, it was,
Change it.
yeah, that wasn't it.
That's
wasn't
probably
it.
why the party bombed.
I think God did that. God said, let's bomb this party because that
Yeah,
name is horrible.
yeah,
let's
that name
let's
is
change the name.
horrible. We still got the flyer. We keep that flyer and look at it and be like, boy, this the reason right here.
Okay, and so y'all create Scholar and then y'all start to make clothes,
Yep.
right? What's that like making clothes? 'Cause this is what 07, 08,
Well,
09?
no, this is probably about
2010?
2009.
Okay.
Well, when we changed the name and do everything, this is probably about 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And so how's that going with the clothes, the
It's
shirts?
going
like,
real good. Like, we have a store downtown. Like, we do a lot of stuff.
No, then, not now. I ain't
Oh,
get there yet.
then
I got you.
well, how we built everything was we wanted to really just make stuff that we wanted to wear. So we understood like building a demand because we all me and Bud worked at a sneaker store. So like we knew how to build demand. So we would make the stuff, make it the same color as the shoes, put it on, wear it, go to at that time it was the bowling alley. We go to the bowling alley, dead fresh. People would say, "Hey, let me get a shirt." Our thing was always, "Hey, I got you. Holla at Bub." If somebody asked me, holla at Bub. If somebody asked Bub, holla at Lex. Like, so we was making it very, very, very scarce.
Yeah.
We really just making
a
it
real
for
mystique
us.
around
Yeah.
trying to get this
so
shirt.
it's like, man, I want it. So when we finally did like a drop, it's gone. Sold out quick. You know, so it's like even to this day, like we not trying to, we would love to get rich off of it, but we really just make stuff that we like, you know.
I think that's one of the truest forms of art. Doing something not for any monetary gain, just because I want to do it.
That's
like
it.
I want this for me.
Yep.
And then wanting it for you, like people are like, well, I also want that for me. So now what can we do? And it's like, welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
You know, I like that though, because a lot of times especially and I'm sure I say today, you know, people start a clothing line every day, and it's really just them buying a shirt and slapping some words on there.
Exactly.
Which is not a clothing line, but that's a whole nother story. Because I don't hate. I ain't no hater.
Yeah.
Do your thing. You know,
Yeah.
so if you can make $20 off a shirt, hey, do your thing. It's just not a clothing line. It's just you. It's arts and craft to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So y'all made clothes, but the plan was never to like sell clothes. It just was. It's something y'all did it for y'all three.
That's it.
Three
That's
people
it.
that wanted to wear clothes with their shoes and look and stand out and be different.
That's it. And it just grew into a brand, or, you know, we like to say merch. We have two different things. Like, so we'll have a shirt that we will call merch. And that means we just doing it real quick because it's centered around some type of event or something. Bud might have a single coming out or something. It's just merch.
Yeah.
But then me and Lex will sit down and orchestrate something, and we actually feel what shirt we're gonna use, what's the GSM quality of this shirt, how heavy it is, what's the thread count, like.
I'm sorry, GSM quality. I'm kind of ignorant to this.
GSM quality is like how heavy a garment is. So like that sweatshirt you have on is probably about 250, 300 GSM. You know, so the heavier it is, the better it is.
Okay, I got a DeWalt sweater. It's super heavy. It's like it feels amazing on me, right?
Yep.
That probably got a heavy GSM.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And that tells you how well it's gonna take to the ink that you're putting into it, manufacturing. Do you need to do stitching? Do you need to do puff print? All of that goes into the type of quality of the garment.
Hold on real quick. Anybody that's watching this that got a clothing line, please write this stuff down. I keep going.
Yeah. So yeah,
thread count, all that stuff. Okay.
GSM, all that. Like it really makes a big difference. And it sets you apart. It sets you apart. So the internet, you really can't tell that stuff. So we learned it from going to Neiman Marcus, going to Bloomingdale's or wherever, going to New York and going into Fifth Avenue and really feeling this stuff. It's like, why is this off-white shirt $250? When you go in there and you see the packaging, you see the label, you see the tag that's hanging from it, the weight of just the T-shirt. The T-shirt might be 300 GSM, and it's like that's almost the weight of a hoodie. You see what I'm saying? So that's why this shirt is $250, because it may have taken them $100 to make
Just the shirt.
To get it to factory standards and get it into that store.
Yeah.
That store might be $100 in the hole for that shirt. So they're going to definitely mark it up 2.5%.
Well, you saying that makes a lot of sense, because I don't know if you ever see it, but I'm not into like the fashion. Like I said, I've never been a dresser, but I do know that people like myself and where we all come from would be like, I ain't buying that polo shirt. It's just a white shirt with a horse slapped on it, but it's really not.
It's not.
Really way more than just that.
Yeah,
right?
it's more so people who see you in that, and the people that know, they know. So when you walk into different rooms and you have on certain things, it may, to the average eye, is just whatever it is. But that one person in there that knows what that is, y'all are having a whole conversation.
Yeah.
So that's gonna make a person inclined to come and talk to you, because it's like, hey, bro, what you got going on? I don't know you from a can of paint, but we just connected with just what you have on.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
dope. I've always thought about that.
Well,
it's all marketing.
You got a whole brotherhood built off fashion. So like, if anybody know about that, how that convo gonna go, is you.
Yeah.
You had Lex pressing you about your jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. I started, putting hands on it. Shout out to Lex, man.
All right, so you mentioned going to AU. What was your major?
Business management.
Business management.
Yep.
So you didn't go for film?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. I chose business because at first I didn't even know film could be. I knew it could be a career, but I didn't know it was something that I could do. I had never seen somebody black doing it, other than like a Spike Lee or something, but those are anomalies.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
So it's like, I never seen anybody in my neighborhood doing it. I knew Hodges, but at this point, Hodges is at SCAD, blowing up, so I didn't think it was something that I could just take a course on and be great with it. Also, I understood that it's a trade at the end of the day. So I didn't want to get out of school and have to do this. If this don't work, I wouldn't have nothing to fall back on. Mm-hmm. I'm putting all my cards into this versus I already love business at this point. I went to school for business because I was managing a shoe store. So it was like, ultimately I wanted my own shoe store.
I think it's important to note too, the times we living in. I think back 06, 05, 07, that era, you wasn't going to school for the stuff people can go to school for now. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to school to draw. Draw what?
Yeah. And they had those classes, but it was like...
People will always tell you, no, make sure you do nursing. The hospital always needs jobs. Yep. Oh, no, make sure you do business. Oh, it's like they was pushing... It was like an agenda to push kids to do certain
yes.
Majors.
Yes. Majors instead of trades. And things have really shifted.
Yeah.
It's
even to the point where now you don't need the trade per se, because you could just start doing it when you're 14, and by the time you're 18, you're a professional. Yeah, at that point, you got your 10,000 hours.
Yep.
And I think I like that. I do like that. Yeah. But back to the era that we came up on. I was having a conversation with somebody who graduated way later, and they mentioned about how hard. Because people don't realize this. Like, I know AU got the nice name. It's a hard school.
Very hard.
And especially if you live in Augusta, it's not, I went to Richmond, now I'm going. No, I don't care what high school you went to.
Yeah.
Whether it's the gifted program or a bad school, whatever. Like, AU is a different kind of school. You got the medical stuff. Like, I've seen people, they say they go to college in one place and they come to AU and it's like, I'm lost.
Yeah.
I was having A's at this school. I came to AU and I'm flunking.
It was different.
AU is a different.
Yeah.
And I graduated from there too, and it's like it's just different, bro.
Yeah, well, another point in life, I flunked out.
Okay, I ain't wanna,
Yeah, I flunked out. But here's what happened. So I'm still working. My whole time at AU, I work full time. That's hard. To go to school full time and work full time.
That's tough.
At a school like that was just.
That's tough.
Yeah, and I tried my best, and I dug myself in a hole with credit cards, and so it's like, now I gotta work. Yeah, like I made myself, so I ended up leaving Augusta State right when they was changing the name or whatever. So I left.
The first time.
Yeah, the first time. Yeah. I left, and then I was like, okay, I'm really not connecting. I know how to do this work, but I'm sitting in these classrooms, and it seemed like these professors are looking over me. Like, and no knock to anybody who a lot of my friends graduated from there. It just, with me, I just didn't feel a connection. Mm-hmm. So I ended up, like, literally, I flunked out. And, I knew I was about to flunk out. So I literally went down the street. I was like, I got to get this degree, because all my friends getting degrees. So I got to get this degree. I went down the street and went to Payne. Walked in the registrar's office, and they was like, we don't care what you did, where you was at. We gonna start you, with the grades that you have, we gonna give you a second chance. And Payne College gave me a second chance.
That's what's up, man.
So I ended up graduating from Payne. So that's where a lot of that, like the business side, all the, I learned that, at
That's
Payne.
dope. That's dope. And
Yeah.
shout out to Payne. I know Payne get a lot of flack for whatever
Yeah.
reason, but and it's a private school, so it's so
Yeah,
hard, know.
yeah.
But shout out to Payne. Payne College
Yeah,
is a dope
definitely
school, man.
big shout out to Payne.
Once again, it's one of them things where it's like your perspective. I think people think they have to leave to go off to school, which I'm cool with doing because
Yeah.
you want to learn and grow.
Yeah.
But Payne and Augusta State are two very, very good schools to go to.
Yeah. What helped us with that, and just to piggyback off that, what helped us was we traveled a lot. So on the weekends, we would be at Georgia Southern. We would go to Atlanta. Our friends at Clayton State, Georgia State, and all that. But we would go to these different places, and of course, we living at home. We never lived on campus and stuff. I was like, man, why are we gonna spend all this money and we still in Augusta? We would go all these places, have fun, go to the parties and everything, but our friends struggling. It's like, man, I ain't had nothing to eat. Like, what you mean you had? I'm like, Mama, I ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
That's dope, man. All right, so you go to Payne, you get your business degree.
Yep.
So what do you do? What's next for you? You got your degree now. What's next for you after that?
Once I get my degree, I'm just working. Like at that point, when I finally did graduate, because I wasn't even a traditional student. I was a grown man. I done graduated. So I got my child, and I really wanted to make film.
All right.
Here we go.
So at some point, you do have sex and have a kid, right?
Yeah, definitely did that. Shout out to my wife.
Oh, and you're married.
Yeah.
I knew that though. But yes, can we let's.
Yep.
All right.
It's
So
the fun part.
where'd you meet your now wife?
Yeah. We met in 2009. Me and her sister are like sister and brother.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
crazy, man.
Thought that was going
Crazy.
somewhere else. All right, we good.
Yeah,
Okay.
hit
I
the
got you.
horn, hit the horn.
Please. Thank you. What's up? You're the first person that knew the buttons. That's what's up. Like, it makes me feel good. But okay, so you met your wife now.
Yeah.
Then girlfriend through her sister.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just asking questions that I have to do.
Yeah.
What was it about it? Like, what was it?
Bro, I seen a picture, and granted, me and Kanisha, this her sister. Me and Kanisha are like best friends at this time. Like we still be like, that's my real sister now, but we always said that's my sister. I'm her brother. And I'm at her crib and I see this picture. Like, it kind of looked like her, but I know it ain't her. I'm like, hey, what is? She was like, that's my older sister. No lie. I looked at the picture and said, hey, I'm gonna marry your sister. She said,
One of those guys.
this the
Okay.
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 Crazy. And this time I'm 21. So she tells me out her own mouth, she was like, no, you ain't. I say, why? She was like, you ain't gonna be able to handle my sister. I was like, what you mean? Like, you ain't gonna be able to handle my sister. I was like, all right, whatever. Crazy thing is, her sister walks in the house. So her sister walk in the house, I see her. I say, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's your name? Like, she talking to me like, at that time, 21, I'm still looking very, very young.
Yeah, but she excited to talk to you.
Yeah, but she just not talk to me, but like she talking to me like I'm 12 years old. Like, oh, what's your name? Like, my cousin is there with me. So my older cousin, well, we the same age, but he looks older than me.
You gotta relax, man.
Yeah, he looks.
He a sub too.
So we in the crib and she come in and Kanisha say, that's my friend Weeder. She looked over at me and said, look at me just like I'm looking at you, and said, I am not calling him that. What's his name? Travoris. Like, I say my real name. She was like, yeah, I ain't calling him that. Like, and like she chumped me off, walked out the door, went wherever she was going. And Kanisha was like, I told you. I like, dang. So they laughing at me or whatever. Couple months later, they got to come in. I'm working at Athlete's Foot, so they got to come in there and get some shoes for their pops. So she sees me now. Now you in my territory now. So she come in and now she's telling the story. She was like, when I first saw you the first time, I thought you was your cousin's little cousin.
Cause you look so young.
Yeah, because she really, like, I picked it up. Like, she talking to me like I'm 12 years old. I'm sitting there, man. So, but when she see me come around the corner, she said at the
and
store.
you're the man in charge.
I'm in charge now.
Yeah, you're the boss. I know that walk. I know that feel. I know that
so
feel.
she said she leaned over to her sister like, who is that? She was like, girl, that's Weeder. You're like, oh, he look different. And we been locked in there.
Hey, that manager walk a little different.
Hey, it's different. I'm get that, do this.
Hey, when you doing that,
hey, a size 9, I got you. I'm going crazy in there.
That's funny. That's it's a certain walk when you're managing. Everybody know. Oh, that's the one. That's the
man.
guy.
You know, so yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, we've been locked there since.
That's dope, man. That's dope. How'd your sister feel about that?
She still be telling me like to this day. She be like, you still can't handle it. She still run everything. I be like, yeah, I let y'all think that.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
It's all love, bro. This was me and her was meant to be, cause we went through a lot. You know, we had our kid before we were married. You know, we had our kid. We had our kid on a down. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that. Our kid really brought us back together, and bro, without her, without her and my mom, like this the other side. Like without her and my mama, bro, I don't know where I would be. Like literally, they hold me down.
That's what's up, bro.
Yep.
Clap it up for the women in your life, man.
You know how they say? It's a strong woman behind every strong man.
Yeah.
Like it's that. She'll stay in the cut. She ain't the type. She ain't gonna want to come out. We ain't gotta go nowhere. But if we do go somewhere, we go step out. You know. She just low key.
That's dope, man. Yeah. But describe like the moment you found out you was having a kid, and what was that like?
Boy, that's a hell of a story. But like, so she called me one day, and like I said, we on a down. So she called me, and she was like, and granted, like my wife is very bossy. Everybody knows, you know, the family knows she bossy. She gonna hate me saying this, but she a boss, you know. So we on a down. So she called me and was like, "Yo, you need to come to the house." I'm feeling myself like, man, what you mean come to the house? Like, shout like this me like, I'm like, shout like, who you talking to? Like, come to the house. All right. I pull up to the crib, right? I hop out the car. I'm gonna build this.
Build
this. You know what I'm saying?
I'm ready.
Blue Impala, 22s.
Oh yeah, you feeling yourself now?
Oh
for
yeah,
real.
yeah. You know, so I hop out. I ain't even turn the car off. She coming out the door. I ain't even turn the car off. Just, what's up? I'm pregnant. Let me turn the car off real quick. Let me turn the car off real quick. I see we gonna have some. It's a lot to talk about. Yeah. So yeah, but from that moment, bro, you know, it's always ups and downs, but you know, through it all, I always knew what it was. You know.
Describe fatherhood for you.
Oh man, that's my motivation. You know, because at this point now, I'm able to see somebody grow into a person. You know, now she's 10. She's self-sufficient, but it's like I see her doing the same things that I did at her age.
Yeah.
Like I walked in her room one day, she on her Nintendo Switch playing Super Mario, watching Family Matters.
That's dope. That's nostalgic too.
Like I'll go in her room and just like I instantly go back to my room, you know. But I'm teaching her the same things that I was taught. Like, and my parents and my grandmothers, they set the floor for me. So I have to beat them out.
That's dope.
What they did for me, I have to do more so the generation can
definitely.
Yeah, so that's how you break the generational curses.
Definitely.
So she's spoiled. But when I tell you straight A student,
good kid,
straight A student, national beta club, going to the nationals for beta in June, like she
Clap it up for her, bro.
She different.
That's
like
dope.
if you sitting here talking to me like you think she the one that should be sitting here.
Bring it on.
Yeah, she different. She different.
I do interview kids though.
Yeah.
That's my thing for real. I love interviewing kids though.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's definitely dope. I agree with you. I say, you know, if you know you had good parents or great parents or just whatever subpar parents, I think the best thing to do in life is just be better than the parents you had.
Yeah.
Even if they were bad, oh well, they were bad. Just be better.
Just be
than
better.
them.
That's it.
It'll keep that line going, and I think that's dope. That's amazing, man. That's dope. So you have a kid. At this point, you still managing. At what point did you say, you know what? At what point do you go from managing to the things you're doing now? Because you're a big deal in this film world.
It's still years. So I'm managing, not making no money. Now, granted, I done had my kid and everything. I'm still in school. I'm still trying to graduate. I finally graduate, and the turning point, which was crazy for me, I never say I had a career job because up until this point, I'm just managing all the shoe stores. So people know me from the shoe stores. But it was one point, and it's crazy that I'm going to say this on camera, but I've been waiting to get this off my chest because nobody ever really asked me the questions that you asked.
Hey, man, it's Board Masters podcast, man.
It's
Come on,
dope.
clap it up, man.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now.
So we at Foot Locker, and they changed the raffles to the shoes to go online. So now you do all the raffles that you were doing before for Jordans that's coming out.
Yeah.
We would hand pick all of it. So you're really supposed to cover your eyes, pick a number, and all right, just call this person for that size 9. Call.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, bro. We going there? You want to go there?
That's funny. That is funny.
All right, so bet. So
So you're supposed to cover your eyes,
yeah,
right?
you're supposed to cover your eyes.
Yeah,
So I would have people come, like, people knew, like, hey, you gotta go holler at Weirdo, you gotta go holler at Quay or Felix or whoever. You gotta go holler at these folks if you want these shoes.
Right.
We were making bread, so it was the point where you could fill out the raffle. We ain't worried about it, bro. We got to do that. Like, so people would come up to me and be like, "Yo, Weirdo, like, hey, bro, I ain't really trying to pay you for these shoes this month." I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. I'm just gonna fill out the raffle.
Good luck.
Hey, they'll fill out the raffle. Kobe. It was different time, bro. I got a daughter at this point. Like, hey, bro, we wasn't making
funny.
no.
That is funny.
When I tell you our checks was nothing. Like,
oh my God.
we didn't look it, but our checks was nothing. So we only made money on Saturdays. Literally, like, my check might have been $600, but I'm
made
making
that bread, yeah.
Woo, I'm
Yeah.
banked. So,
That's
but
funny.
at this point, I'm growing up too. So when they changed that to, like, okay, we go take over the raffles because this is going on nationwide. You know, so like we got to take over this raffle, bro. When they took over the raffle, that killed like so much of my money to the point where, like, now I'm back broke. So, but now I have a degree.
Yeah.
So me and Quay, we put in applications at Verizon. Went to Verizon. That was the most money I had ever made in my life. That was a real corporate job.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so it was the most money I had ever made. So I was able to kind of invest back into film stuff.
During this time that you're working at the sneaker store
Yep.
and you managing there and you got your side hustle with the raffles and the Jordan and stuff, right, Kobe? Are you still filming at any time? Are you so you filming, you still learning the film business. Like that's also something you're doing on the side.
Yep.
What are you filming? Like what kind of projects? What
A
things are you
lot of
filming?
music videos, weddings, still a big thing for me.
Yeah.
But I ended up filming people like Currency. I'm going on the road. Like, I'm going to Atlanta a lot because I understood that Augusta is a small city. So the only way somebody is going to know who I am is if I leave and let it trickle back. So I would go to Atlanta. I didn't care if I made $25 doing this. In Augusta, it didn't matter because I'm working with this artist.
Right.
You know, so it would trickle back, and that would give me more business in Augusta. This is still my hub.
Grow your value.
Yeah, I had to grow my value.
Yeah.
So, but I'm really not making no money, but I'm using it as a marketing ploy.
Right.
You know, so leave there.
It's back to the thing we talking about. It's rooms that it's getting you in rooms.
It's getting me in rooms.
I work with Currency. Oh
Yep.
damn! I want that video just like that. I want this. Who shot that video? I want that person.
Exactly.
So I got you.
Exactly. So, but when I left and went to Verizon, now I have a bigger influx of money. You know, so I'm able to buy another camera. I'm able to do this thing, you know, different things. And I got to a point where I just wasn't happy there. Like it was the most money I had ever made, but it was still retail. So I started paying people to take their weekends. Because if you know retail, you don't have weekends.
Yeah, you gotta work weekends. Yeah.
Yep,
You get
so-
one a month off, if that.
Yeah, so I would start paying. I was like, hey, you'll take my Monday off let me get your Saturday and your Friday. No, he go $250. Bet.
Oh damn, yeah.
Yeah, they'll take that. So I would actually,
I would've too.
Yeah, I was in the hole, but I would go to Atlanta and make it back. You know, so I'm building everything. So I just got depressed there, and actually I went to teach. I was a teacher for 3 years. After I took a $35,000 pay cut.
I seen you post something like that. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask. Okay.
$35,000 pay cut.
Teachers make the money.
I made $1,736 a month.
Hold on real quick. I'm sorry. I just gotta check something real quick.
That's
You said
after
what?
taxes. $1,735 per month.
I'm gonna do 1,800. Just
Yeah, just round. You round it.
times, times 12. That's 21,000. That's a plus $35,000. Okay. You made some good money. You made some good money in Verizon.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all I care about.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. I was hurt.
Yeah,
Like,
that's good.
hurt.
That was good. That was
but
good.
by that time,
56,000.
now I'm teaching film.
When you taught in school, you taught film.
Yeah, first I taught science. I was about to quit there.
They always taught a black teacher in science. I don't know
Yep,
why.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
I can't stand science.
And they know we don't. They know we don't like it.
Kids used to be like, Mr. Hawkins, how you do that? Like, man, I don't know what
Don't
the
ask
book
me
say.
shit.
You don't know how to read? Come here. Like, but I was the coolest teacher.
Nigga said what the book say.
Bro, I was the coolest teacher because I was teaching 6th grade, but I'm coming in here with the Jordans
Fresh.
and all that.
Yeah,
so
kids
but
love that.
They love it. So I would tell my principal at the time, because they ain't never seen somebody coming in like me. Like, so it's like, man, I asked him, I say, do you mind if I wear tennis shoes? He was like, he sat back. This is Dr. Chapman. Shout out to Dr. Chapman.
Shout out to him.
He said, why you want to wear tennis shoes? We're in an educational environment. I say, because if I walk in here with them hard bottoms that you got on, these kids gonna see right through me. But if I have, I'm gonna have on my chinos, I'm gonna have on my collar shirt. I'm not gonna dress, any different. I just want to wear tennis shoes. He was like, okay, we'll try it out. I came in there, them 180 days of school, I wore a different pair every day.
I guarantee. I figured that.
And it would be kids that wasn't in my class that would be like, I want to know what shoes he wearing today. And this is before, I should have been posting this.
Now you news. You school news now.
Yeah, so it was like, I got cool with so many kids, and they'll be like, man, how you get all these shoes? Let me show you. Let me show you how you can make money right now. And I'm showing them film stuff and all kind of stuff. And it's, it just grew from there. I leave from there. I go to the alternative school, and I'm teaching film at that time. And
You went to alternative school.
yeah, I help implement the film department to the alternative school. Help with the curriculum and all.
What was that like, alternative school teaching?
I got to see kids that I could have been.
Damn, that's deep.
Bro,
That's
when I
deep.
tell it helped me. It still helps me to this day, because I'm like, okay, some of these teachers don't understand what these kids going through, because they telling me the whole thing. Like, they worried about, they're being mad at the kid because he coming to school without a pencil. I'm happy that he here, because he just told me that, hey, bro, I've been on the block all night selling crack. And you here?
That's real. That's real.
Hey, come on. I got you. Hey, do this work, you know what I'm saying? Go over there and take a nap. Go take a nap.
Damn.
But come back and do this work.
Yeah.
Some of them end up graduating, like going back to their home school and graduating, because I'm showing them like, hey, it don't matter where you from. I'm from the same hood you from. I know all your uncles and all that, bro. We cool. You know such and such. Yeah, I know. Man, him.
Now they relate to you. They respect
I
you.
related to
Yeah.
everybody in there.
That's dope. man.
Because they had never seen a teacher like me. I told her, I'm like, man, I'm not coming here. I got suits. I would go and I got tailor-made suits and all this stuff, and they like, oh, you going to court? Like, you got a funeral? Like, but that was the running joke.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Mr. Hawkins dressing up, like, we want to see it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Damn. And so it looked like you had your eyes set on one thing for a while. Like, I'm just gonna manage these stores. Kind of like Ace Paid in Full. I'm gonna own a bunch of cleaners.
Yep.
And then you go make a lot of money doing something different that you didn't have in your mind before, because you couldn't hustle the raffles no more, right? So you start hustling Verizon phones and service, and you do that, and you're making good money.
Yeah.
At this point, what's good money to you, or more than you've made in the past, and then you leave all that alone. And say, look, I thought I wanted it. I didn't want this. I'm gonna go scale all the way back.
All the way.
$35,000 is a big scale back.
You said 25?
35.
Oh, 35. I was about to say, boy,
I remember the number. And you said I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do something else.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure. I think in your mind, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, you were doing that so you can have more time to do what you love to do.
Yes.
The weekends.
The weekends. Yep.
And then it looked like that paid off for you somehow, some way. So talk to me about some breakthrough moments during that time where like you started to see an elevation in the possibility of having a career in film.
Yeah. So with my videography hat on, so I go to Atlanta, and I'm in my apartment. I get this call, and this voice is like a voice like from New Orleans. I thought the person was playing. They were like, "Hey, Travoris, this Toya." Toya. I hung up the phone. Call back. Hello. Well, next call I got was from my cousin. He was like, "Hey, Toya trying to call you." I'm like, "Man, Toya, who?" Like, the only way he could get me to know is like, "Man, Lil Wayne baby mama."
Oh, that Toya. Okay.
Yeah, Toya. At that time, she Toya Russian now. Toya Wright at that time.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So I said, all right. So she called back. She said, "You hung up on me?" I was like, "Man, I ain't know who you was." Like, you. So we talking, and she was like, "I want you to come film something for me." I was like, "Bet." So I go to Atlanta. It was real small. Like at this time, her daughter was like a baby, but Baby Shark was big.
Okay.
So they did it was Halloween. They did this Baby Shark thing, and I filmed it. I ain't thinking nothing of it. Like, whatever. Cool. I appreciate you. We talk or whatever. And that week, she posted it. I didn't even know when it was gonna be posted. I just did it, edited it, sent it back. "Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you." Boom. I'm in class. Like, I'm teaching this 6th grade class. And I see these little girls back there laughing. I'm like, man, I'm trying to teach, but I just see them, now they getting huddled up and stuff.
Yeah.
So I said, "Hey, man, what y'all doing?" They straighten up. "What y'all doing?" One of them got their phones. So I like, "What y'all looking at on the phone?" "Mr. Hawkins, this you." Like, they done pulled up and I found my Instagram. So I like, "How y'all find my Instagram?" I'm like, "Well, it is your name, but you know Toya, right?" I was like, "How you know I know her?" "She just posted a video and it's getting a lot of likes and she tagged you in it."
Yep.
So now I'm like, "You ain't supposed to have your phone." So I back up. I go to my desk, look at my phone. Instagram blowing up.
Crazy. Everybody following you.
A lot of people follow me, and I'm seeing all the likes, and it end up going viral. Different blog sites and stuff pick it up. YouTube, all this stuff picking this up. But it's just, to me, it was the simplest video, but it was effective because it's showing the love of her family.
Yeah.
And I captured that, so I was like, okay, cool. She ended up calling me for some more stuff, and she was like, "We starting this Wait No More journey. I want you to document it for us." Like, they doing this 5K run and all this stuff. So I'm working with her and a lot of other people. And I'm like, okay, I'm meeting a lot of people.
Yeah.
And she's actually pulling me with her. I don't know how to charge. So like, I'm like, man, you just if you just pay for my travels, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm going different places with them. Like, just pay for travel. I don't know. It's fun to me. And dog, when I tell you, like, to this day, if I call her, she gonna answer. If I have questions about industry stuff, she gonna answer them. She gonna help me through it. And she was the first one that said, "Hey, come on,"
That's
and
dope.
she just saw my stuff from my cousin. Now my cousin is a stylist. He's one of the biggest stylists. And he passed her my information, and it just went from there. And it just spiraled into different things. I'm still in Augusta. I ain't doing nothing.
Your family love you, bro.
But it's always family.
Every big opportunity like you got, it's somewhere centered around your family.
Yep.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's always family.
That's dope, man.
Yep.
And so, all right, so you do this stuff with Toy, Instagram blowing up, and you work with her some more.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next thing? Like what's the next bigger thing, or like what get your name out more at this point?
Weddings.
Doing weddings.
Yeah. Yep. So like I tapped into a market with weddings because it wasn't that many men in weddings. So like when they would come to meet me, and at this point I didn't have my office or anything. So like we would meet at Starbucks. I come and I sit down, and the reason why it was Starbucks, because I started doing weddings when I was at Foot Locker. So it was easy to do it at Starbucks because Foot Locker right down there.
Yeah.
So I would come. So when we would do the consultation for weddings, and I'm sitting here and I'm looking like this, and it's like, we ain't never seen a dude like you doing weddings. It's a contrast.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you going to make my wedding beautiful? You don't look like you could do that.
What they look like?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's funny,
you know,
though.
what does that
I get
look
it, though.
like? Y'all like, yeah, I can. You know, I got an eye for detail. So I would show them what weddings I've done, and my weddings start taking off. You know, so that's really what a lot of people in film know me from, is weddings and things, commercial work and things like that.
Can you give like just a little deeper background, maybe a little nugget of like the key, maybe some things you learned, some do's and don'ts or whatever of filming weddings? I asked that because I knew someone who had a wedding, I think last year, and they still haven't got their pictures. There was a whole issue.
Yeah.
And weddings are super important, I feel like, because you really only get weddings is like would be like to me stage plays.
That's the thing.
Of theater. You get one chance.
You get one chance. You hit it on the head. You know, and it's a hard business because you can't redo that shot.
Can't.
You cannot redo that shot. You have to know what's about to happen, and you have to foresee what's about to happen. So I know when they walk down this aisle, I know who's gonna be on the left, who's gonna be on the right. I'm listening to the officiant. I know he's about to say who gives this woman. It's different keys that you have to know because you have to be in place to capture that.
Right.
So another thing that I do with my clients is when I have a consultation with them, I let them in and let them see like, hey, this is not a quick process. Trust me. You know, so I when I first started out, I would say, oh, I'll get it right back to you. But I know I'm a perfectionist. It was hard on me because it's like, okay, I'm telling them I can have it back in a week. Weddings on the back end might take me 15 to 20 hours to edit. You know, so I was killing myself. So now I have to stretch that time out. Plus, I'm getting more weddings, you know, so.
In the meantime, you're doing more work.
I'm doing more work. So it's like, man, I'm
You're not
burning
just sitting
myself out.
on that one piece of work until you're done.
Yeah. I'm not going to have nobody waiting for a year, but I'm going to say, hey, it takes me upwards of 60 to 90 days to get this right.
To get it right.
To get it right.
Gotcha.
You know, my ultimate goal is when you see this visual, it's going, no matter when you get it, and I'm trying to get it to you as quick as possible, but when you see it, you right back to that day.
Reliving it.
You reliving it. Every moment of it. And you're going to see stuff that you didn't see because
You was in
people
the moment.
you was in the moment. And a wedding today is work.
Yeah.
For the bride and the groom. Everybody want to take a picture. Everybody, you know, pulling you here, there, you know. So, hey, you got to be ready to work. Get them chops together. Start smiling because it's a camera on you. You are a celebrity for the day. And that's my ultimate goal is to make them feel like, in which they are, you the star. Everybody is here for you. You know, so but at the same time, I have to capture that.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That was amazing. But so at what point, like, do you, or what point do you get your name up, or you feel like you're doing so much work or have so much work that you're like, maybe I can't work a regular job at this point. Like I have to full-fledged give myself to filming, videography.
The business side of me kicked in and said, okay, I'm making more money in one day than I'm making for the entire month teaching. So I put myself on this strict budget. You cannot touch your work check and see how long you can do it without touching it. Did that, saved up so much, and was like, okay, I can make it with film. And at this point at the alternative school, I'm working 10-hour days. We off on Thursday, Friday. Oh, no, we off on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I got 3 days. So I'm going to Atlanta a lot, doing a lot. And one day, and my mentor, which was Mr. Al Young, he sent me to this camp. It's called Camp T&I. It's down in St. Simon Island for a big film course and all that. So I'm down there and I'm learning a lot. And they had this speaker. Speaker came. His name was Peter Gottschalk.
Peter.
Gottschalk.
Okay.
Yep. So
That's his middle name or his last name? Like
yeah,
Peter
all of
Gott
it. Peter
Chalk or
Gott.
Peter.
I don't know if that's his name. I don't know if that's his Instagram name or what.
Okay.
But he now he shoots for he started out with the Braves, but now he shoots for the entire MLB.
Oh wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
dope.
So, but the stuff that he was doing and the equipment that he had and stuff, I have it. I was like, I do the same thing. Like, but he's talking like the way that I'm talking now. He's talking then. I'm like, dang. So you live off highlights. You live off. Like, dang. So we talking back and forth on IG. So after I leave this camp, I called my mentor, and he was like, yeah, you ready now? Because he's the reason now, backtrack. He's the reason why I'm teaching film now. He took me from science to film. His wife was my principal when I was at my first school.
Okay.
I was about to quit and move to Atlanta. She said, no, you need to meet my husband. I said, okay, cool. He said he works with the Board of Education, but he's into film. He works on sets. He does all this stuff. I said, okay, cool. He gave me a test, and I failed the test, flunked it, bad. He asked me about ISO. He asked me about all this different stuff. I'm like, man, I just know how to do it. I don't know.
Right.
He said, no, you're going to need more.
At that point, it's like, if I'm correct, because Mr. Donald Doe said this, you was hustling film.
I was hustling.
It wasn't a business for you.
It wasn't
yet.
a business.
That's
But
dope.
it was a lucrative business.
Right.
I understood it as a business, but it wasn't a business because
It wasn't taking you nowhere.
It wasn't taking me nowhere. I was just making enough to say that
I do this.
I do this. I could go buy some shoes. I could pay my bills. So he was like, nah, you need to, if you're going to do this, you need to learn it.
Yeah.
He took me up on this when he said, give me 2 years. I said, cool. I was mad. I'm like, cool. I'm going to trust this dude. I do need a job.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to put you go teach film. I'm going to put you around film all day, every day. That's all you're going to do.
That's dope.
That was
That is
I couldn't,
dope.
man, he gave me an office. I had an office. I was the only teacher with an office.
That's
Like
dope,
they
bro.
brought me in and was like, nah, we need to keep him. I helped him with the curriculum and all. So it's like, okay, I'm around it. So when I call him, this 2 years after, when I called him, I was like, yo, he was like, that's why I sent you. You ready now?
That's dope, bro.
Dead serious. He
And
said
what
that-
his name was?
Al Young. He
Al
passed about 2 years
Oh,
ago.
damn,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Like
That's-
when I say before him, I had, other than Hodges, I had never talked to anybody about film. In 2
Damn.
years, it felt like I knew him my entire life. He showed me literally so much, bro. It was crazy the amount of stuff he showed me in 2.5 years. Yep, it was amazing. So
Damn.
like every step, like from not to get ahead, but NBC and all this stuff, like he was right there. I made him executive producer, like, and all kind of stuff. Like he was like, no, he ended up telling me like, no, you gonna help me quit.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he was proud of you though.
Oh yeah, man. I'm and just the amount of love that I felt from him, bro, it was unmatched. Yeah, it was unmatched.
Wow. Okay, so you go to this I'm gonna just say class seminar, you hear the speaker, he's telling you stuff, you get inspired.
Yep.
You got the same equipment. Yo, I gotta stop doing this here. All right. You understand? All right, cool. From there, what we doing? Like what's next? I know you mentioned off air, like, and I know you probably can't say name, but you mentioned off air, like agencies,
Yeah.
and why it's important. No, hustler mentality is like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut the middleman.
Yep.
I'm gonna do this myself, my. And we talked off air a little bit about what agencies can do for you, or what
Yeah.
partnerships, we'll use that for better term, can do for you, and the rooms it can put you in that self can't get you there. So talk about that, just the idea of getting that backing, not necessarily being independent, contracting work, not being able to speak about certain work you're doing, but
Exactly.
getting a very, very well check.
Yeah, so I resigned from Richmond County Board of Education, and I was scared as hell.
I don't
But
blame
I'm in the hole with the job, so like I knew I still had a check coming.
Yeah.
That was kind of a relief because it's like, okay, if this don't work, I still got a little bit of money saved up, but you know how people be like, I had $20,000. No, it was enough to pay this month's bills, and then if it don't work,
Get another job.
I get another job. So, literally, I got on the phone the first day. Like by this time, I already have my office and everything. I've had my office before that, like for like 6-7 years. You know, so I go to my office and I start. The day of, I make this video, and it kind of like let people know that I'm a full-time entrepreneur now. Me going into my office and everything. Put that out. Got a lot of good reviews from it. I get on the phone. Now I'm calling people and companies like, hey, you know, I would normally work with you on a Saturday or Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because those were my off days. I'm free Monday through Friday now. Like extra days. You know?
Yeah.
So I started building what's called retainers. So like I would hit up different small businesses in Augusta, like, hey, you know, everybody needs media. If you're not with a media company, let me come in and do some of the stuff for you. Right. So I will always have 2 to 3 retainers, and I normally do my retainers anywhere from 3 to 6 months. That way I know what I'm getting paid on the first.
Right.
Those retainers gonna come in. And I just worked that. And the way that the agencies came in, me working in Atlanta, and literally one agent is on the West Coast. She put me on a gig for Pepsi. It was for Pepsi and Mary J. Blige. So she made me the lead filmmaker for the Mary J. Blige festival, first festival. I'm in there, and I'm a little extra. So it's a lot of cameras around, but they gave me like the pass. So like I'm in there with all. I'm in a place where nobody else with a camera other than my homegirl Drill. We were the only 2 in there with cameras that could be in there. But before that, I was like, how can I make myself stand out? So I said, I need a scrap on my camera. My camera scrap gotta say something. I said, okay. I went to the Louis Vuitton store and asked them, hey, do y'all sell purse scraps? I was like, yeah, we sell purse scraps. Okay, cool. Can I see one? I'm like, yeah. What kind of bag you gonna put it on? Not gonna put it on the bag. I said, what you mean you're not gonna put it on the bag? I pulled out the camera. I said, just bring it out here. I want to see if it'll clamp.
Connect, yeah.
It clamped. The lady eyes got this big. She was like, that is so dope. It was hanging around my neck.
That's fire.
She was like, that is so dope. She called over her manager. She was like, look what he gonna do. Dude was like, hey, I don't know if you an iPhone shooter. I don't know what you can shoot, but you look like you could shoot something. I say, bet. Bought it. Put me in the hole.
About to say, I know the money wasn't there yet, but
it
okay.
hit me, but it was I was like, I'm leaving this marketing ploy around my neck. So I'm in there shooting, of course, Toya. I'm shooting Mary. It's so many names that I can't. It was so many people there. So like all of these people looking at like, this man got on a Louis Vuitton scrap.
Yeah.
Like on his camera. Like, man, you made me want to do photography. So there was another agent there. She is big into like the logo. So like when you see her, she always gonna have on whatever she got on, it's gonna be
she representing
down.
Something. Yeah.
So it's gonna be Louis head to toe. Prada head to toe, whatever. So she saw me and she was like, I like that. I was like, appreciate it. And I knew her name is Kim Blackwell.
You knew she was somebody. You knew her already.
Yeah, I knew exactly who she was. A week later, my homegirl Drill called me and was like, yo, like, Kim, you know Kim Blackwell? I was like, yeah. Like, Kim dope. Like, I follow her. Like, she was like, I gave her your name because she's looking for a videographer for Black Enterprise Entertainment. Like, it was the magazine. Like, they was having this big thing in Philly. She called me on Zoom, and we have a Zoom meeting. I'm telling her, talking to her. I'm like, bro, I know who you are. Like,
yeah.
She fly me out, like, instantly. She fly me out, and I work with them. I'm working with Master P. I'm working with all these different folks. I'm like, dang. And from there, like, I work with both agencies. You know, they take me different places. And
that's dope, bro.
Yeah, and that's really the way.
We talked about off camera, but, like, you need that to get into certain rooms. Like, just off talent alone. I know we like to think talent is we'll get it, but that's that's a very small stepping stone.
Yes.
It's people in these rooms that's gonna pull you into so people can see your talent.
Yep. Once you in there, and being in there is one thing, but you can't. I've watched people talk themselves out of the room too. When I'm in there, I understand that I'm in there for this camera. They're not even supposed to hear my voice. But if you come over and say something to me, I'm going to show you that I know what I'm talking about and I'm bigger than this camera. I have more to offer. So that's where your directing comes in at. That's where, okay, you can write scripts. Okay, cool. That means that, and I know marketing, so it's a whole back room to this camera if they come over to talk to me. Other than that, I'm just a fly on the wall.
But that go back to what we were saying about like, and shout out to him, Mr. Young, Al Young,
Yep.
right? Just him giving you the game, but also like helping you and catapulting you to like breaking down that business acumen. Like, okay, yeah, you got a camera, you know how to shoot, make something look good, but this is why you need to know what everything means and why. And then you go from you writing scripts, okay, directing. That go back to your manager days. You.
Yep.
Now you in that room doing that stuff. It all means something.
It all means something. And I take all of that with me on the road.
And that's
all
fire.
of it.
That is fire.
Yep, all of it. I'm talking about from a young age in Alley Home to being on tour with Usher. Like it all comes into the same realm.
Yeah, hold up. Let's all right. Tour with Usher. I know about that because I see you post some Usher clips and stuff like that. Usher the GOAT, bro. Like he's really that guy. What was that like?
That was so dope. Like just to be able to do something for somebody of that magnitude and for his team to say, I'm from Augusta, Georgia. So like, we do stuff around here and it's like your friends be like, oh, that's dope. That's dope. But to hear out of management's mouth, hey, we ain't never got nothing like this that quick.
Whose management? Let's say.
His management. Usher.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Usher Raymond.
The one that was nice and slow.
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Dot.
Yep.
Dot. Top. Okay.
Cruising the streets. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
That's
Man, that jump was crazy.
That's
like,
fire. That had to like mean a lot.
Yeah, it meant a lot because it showed me that, hey, all these years you've been doing, and I'm not doing nothing different than what I've done in Augusta.
But can you think about all the times you watch? You remind me of a girl. Yeah. Daddy's Home.
Yep.
All these videos you done watched and
Yep.
sung, songs you done sung. And you're not thinking ever like, I'm going to meet this man and they going to say, like, to have his team be like,
Man.
yo. And think about it. People don't realize what you said just now, like, but when you in this field that we're on with the media film and somebody tells you that and they went to like this big news companies, they've been in the stage of the Grammys,
Yep,
they
yep.
done did the not Super Bowl, yeah, but they did all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, I gave you the best work. Me?
It was
From
it was
the bottom?
crazy. It was crazy.
Me from the
bro.
bottom.
Me from the bottom.
Not
Yep.
not LA, BET, Spring Bling, not
Me.
not MTV. Me.
Weeda.
Weeda.
They know
God,
Travoris. They don't even know Weeda.
It's
So
crazy.
it's like I'm there and like I said, I'm always a fly on the wall. So
That's fire, bro.
I always go and I always tell folks when I'm working in Atlanta, they always say, boy, that little country boy coming. Cause I'm gonna go up, do what I gotta do. I'm coming back home.
Yeah.
Because I never really wanted to get caught up in that world. I just love film.
Yeah.
And I know that when I'm put on a job, I know what's gonna happen because I'm so deep into it. So whether I don't try to look cool while I'm doing what I'm doing.
I don't know that. You got a Supreme jacket on. You got a nice hat on. You got
I mean,
nice
I look
shoes
the part,
on.
but if you see me working, you'll be like, boy, that nigga look crazy.
Hey, real quick, I know it's on a tangent, because I know how I am with, man. I'm a management. I know how,
Yeah.
you are. How are you? Like, because I know here we talking, you cool, hi, kumbaya,
Yeah.
I'm funny, da, da. But like when you working and you like, how people, how you work, you got to be, how are you? Are you like the person to be around, ha, 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 he, or you like, yo, we got
No, I'm the person to be around, but I always ask, and I don't like to call them my crew. Like these are really my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like that we shoot a national TV show together. So, but we all having fun. Cause I'm not trying to be your boss or anything. If I see something needs to be done, I'm not even gonna ask you to do it. I'm gonna run and do it myself. Like,
That's
simple.
dope.
I'm gonna run and do it myself.
dope.
I don't care if it's a shot that we gotta get and I gotta run to the other side of the golf course or wherever we at. I'm gonna run. What that does is with my homeboys, it's like, hey, he gonna run and get it. So it makes it easier on the next go run.
Yeah. Lead by example.
They just gonna do it.
Yeah, lead them by example.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
it's like I'm not trying to be nobody's boss or none of that. I just want the job done, and I don't mind getting it myself. So when I build out a crew, it's more so I know I need this shot from left, right, center. I don't care if you've never held a camera before in your life. Hold that camera steady. Get that shot. You do the same. Mine is the main shot. I just need to know that on both sides that I have a 360 angle of whatever subject that we have. Simple.
So I know, well, it sounds simple, but if anybody dealt with cameras, like it's trickle, it can be trickle sometimes. But I know we mentioned a little bit too, like even in the business side of it, you shooting things that even it's things you can't even say I shot this, like
NDAs.
NDA.
Yep.
So real quick, NDA don't always mean sex. Let's start there. It don't always mean sex, people. Like it's not always sex.
No Diddy.
I hope hey, I was gonna say that, just that's crazy, but but yeah, NDA don't always mean sex. So, like, what's that like? How did that feel? And then how do you determine like, okay, well, if I can't say I shot this, I want, what's that like?
That's the business side. So if I can't say I shot something and I'm in the NDA, they probably go pay quadruple what the price would normally be. And it's 9 out of 10, if I'm in the NDA, it's a check behind it. So like I could kind of talk on it now. I did this thing for what bank that was? JP Morgan Chase.
Okay.
So they had this big like award show. And it's an award show that it could have been aired, but this is all internal.
Gotcha.
So like they, Terrence J is a host, LaToya Luckett is a host. They have like it's a big award show, but nobody ever see it. So I had to work with I know it's Cole. Remember, who Colin Powell is?
Yeah.
I had to work with his daughter, and it was like another lady that was in California. So they fly me all these different places, but like she that's like a national treasure.
Yeah.
So I have to go to her house and film her and all this stuff. So they tell me like you can't talk about this because it's internal. I can talk about it now because it's outside the NDA.
Right.
But I can't show the footage. But that was my first time understanding what an NDA was. I was like, what you mean? Like I'm traveling from Augusta, Georgia to San Francisco. The next day I get back on a flight. I'm only in San Francisco working about 15 minutes.
Wow.
Literally. Set up the camera, the lady talked, and I was out. And they was like, you want to get back on the plane? I was like, no, I'll stay in San Francisco a few hours if I could. Like, bet, we'll put you on a red eye. They put me on a red eye from San Francisco back to Augusta. I land in I land in Atlanta at like 7 a.m. in the morning and then fly back to Augusta after that. Only to turn around my cards. That means dump everything off of my cards, edit that up, send it to JP Morgan, get it approved and everything, because I had to be on a flight back out from Augusta at like 7 p.m. to go to New York.
Same day?
Same day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Got to New York. It was late when I got to New York. We stayed in Times Square. Like, the room was crazy. Like, so I go and work with Colin Powell's daughter, like security at the door and all that. Like, I go up to her penthouse and all, film her for like 15 minutes, get right back on the plane. I'm back in Augusta the next day about 5 o'clock. All of this stuff was really in the span of 3 days. So I'm doing all this editing, and like when they put me in that NDA, it was like, dog, I want to show that I'm working with JP Morgan Chase.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nope.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. But we gonna pay you this. I see. I open up, like when I open up that PDF, it was like you can't share it, can't do that. And I seen that number at the bottom of it. I was like, Ooh,
I'll be quiet.
boy, I'll be quiet forever. Like, yeah, I'll be quiet
That's
forever. I won't
fire,
tell nobody.
That's fine. I think that was dope. But I wonder that like as a person who cares about the content and just the creation of things and the look and then your work, like how does that feel? Like you did some good work. You're like, damn, I can't even talk about it. I can't say this me.
Yep.
But they gave you the money.
Yeah, they gave me the money, and I'm in this award show, and they show it on this big jumbotron and all this stuff, and I'm like, man, that's mine. Everybody, TD Jakes, and everybody just standing up clapping. I'm like, boy, that's me. I'm from Augusta.
That's dope, bro.
Like, so and it's. I met people in the rooms, and I'm having to shoot all these celebrities and do all these drops for different ad agencies, and because they take what I did and spread it across like other companies as well.
Yeah.
So JP Morgan Chase made a lot of money off of it too.
Yeah, but I say they pay you one time, but they use it.
Yeah, they use it internally.
Which is smart. Good business.
Yeah, good business.
Which is why you charging 4 times the money.
Exactly.
What could you mention NBC a little while ago? Like, what's your relationship with that? Like, what was that about?
Yeah, so one of my good business partners, and he's like a brother to me now, Edgar Evans. He's from Augusta. He went to Evans High School, but he's in the golf world. Now he's the coach at Morehouse.
Okay.
So he taught me like the golf game. I don't know how to play golf. He was an instructor for golf. So in golf, you have a professional golfer, then you have a golf professional. It's two different things.
Yeah,
I'm about to break it down to you. So a professional golfer, Tiger Woods. A golf professional would be me filming golf. Everything around golf, you're a golf professional.
I got you.
Yeah, it's the thing. You could be a cook.
Working at the Masters.
Working at the Masters.
Professional.
Golf professional.
Okay.
So we have a show called Saturday Foursome, where it's a podcast.
Saturday what?
Saturday Foursome.
A foursome.
Yeah, definitely a foursome, baby.
Okay. I want to make sure I heard it right.
So in golf, like
On a Saturday.
yeah, on Saturday, baby.
That's your favorite
But in golf, like you put 4 people together, and that's your group.
Okay.
So it's called a foursome. Crazy to say.
Yeah,
But yeah. But so we work with like different celebrities. We had different celebrities on, and they come on, they play golf, and we built it around LeBron's The Shop.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I like that.
it's barbershop talk on the golf course.
That's dope.
Yeah. So right now we're on NBC Sports. So we're 3 regional networks. So NBC Sports is Northeast. The South, we have Bally Sports, which is now FanDuel Sports.
Okay.
So here you can watch it on FanDuel. The West, we have Root Sports. So we're shown across the country.
yeah.
And now we just cut a
Nationwide.
deal with Delta. So we're going to be shown on all Delta flights.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. So I direct that whole show, and Edgar is the showrunner. So he's the one that actually puts everything together, from scripts and everything. I'm the one that handles all of the production and technical side.
That Delta deal gonna be a real good deal because I just took a Delta flight the other day and you can watch mad stuff on that. Delta is amazing. Like, you don't feel like you're in the air half the time.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You're so entertained.
So that's
dope.
amazing.
Watch a podcast, like
that's
So you
amazing.
film that, so that's like that. That's like I would guess I'm not counting your pocket, but that's steady income.
Yeah, it's steady income, but I invest everything because now I'm vested into the show. So I don't worry about me making any money. As long as my crew is paid and they get to travel with us, like I say, all of these are my
But
friends.
you're the business now, like so it's a business. It's not it's not like you. It's whatever your business name.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? You got a business name at all or?
Scholar Films.
Scholar.
Yep.
Oh my God, there we go. Look at that, man. Can you imagine that cash thing films like this?
It was a Cash Cartel Films. Like,
Nah, not him. Get him out of here.
You are not being on NBC Sports.
Get
sir.
him out of here. It worked out, man.
Yeah, man, it definitely worked out.
That's amazing. Bro.
Yeah.
I want to say this though. I definitely want to say like I don't know how in tune you are with like just Augusta things. We got like the war shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just I did get
Yeah.
podcast of the
SBA.
year, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, SBA.
Love it.
you know what I'm
And
saying?
congratulations on that, bro. I love that, bro.
Yeah,
I
first
love
time I
that.
won that one. I messed up. I'm probably sure. Put it right there. And I think but the one thing I will say about things like that is like you do so much, and it's outside the city. I think the naked eye not saying, oh no, let's somebody nominate Travoris, you
Yeah.
might nominate Scholar Films.
Yeah.
It's like, but I know we might do it for this because I don't do it for this. I just like to talk trash because
Yeah.
people that want to get it can't get it, and I get
Yeah.
it, right?
The best man.
But I do think it's dope, like talking to you, like, and just if some things you can't award, like
Yeah.
like the award of Usher's management telling you what they told you, that's an award. You know what I'm saying? Your story, that grind, that's an award. You know what I'm saying? Helping the kids that was in internal school, and then you helping, that's an award. Impact on somebody's life, those are awards.
Yes.
I just think sometimes
Sure.
we care about that so much that we forget about
The work.
everything around us.
And that's how I've always been, bro. Like, my name won't get called. If you know, you know. And another thing that I'm trying to be better with, I'm not active on Facebook.
Not?
I have a page. If you send me a message, I'm gonna answer it. But as far as like posting on Facebook, I don't.
What's the idea behind that?
Because it's sad to say, Facebook is so negative to me. It has a negative feel because I'm always, when I go on there, I see the past a lot because I see a lot of my friends and a lot of them are doing good. But then I see the people that are in the same place from the last time I posted.
From 05.
From 05. And it hurts me because it's like, it hurts me and hinders me because I might be doing something great.
Right.
And I'll see that my homeboy just got shot or somebody just passed or something happened in my neighborhood. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't post that I just did this because this person's going through this. It has nothing to do with me.
It's a feel.
It's a feeling.
Guilt, remorse,
It's
survivor's
guilt.
remorse.
It's almost survivor's remorse because I do understand how hard I worked, how much love that my family put into me and everything, but you still can't take that feeling away of where you come from. It's hard to do.
It's something about the opportunities you even if you gain them for yourself, it's
Yeah.
something about like knowing people that had the same life chances as you just didn't make it.
Yeah.
And it's not, sometimes it's nothing they actually did.
It's nothing.
It's the fact that they didn't have what you had.
Yeah.
Whether it be the love,
Yep.
the mom, the change of scenery.
Yeah.
There's so many things we could talk about and that you done named that people weren't given.
Yep.
Maybe even the courage to say, I'm gonna stop doing this, make less money, but save. People don't have that.
Exactly. So I'll see. I got off Facebook for a long time, and I really fell out. I feel like as far as like Instagram, I put up little stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still a very private person, but Instagram I have a lot more activity. But I always equate Facebook on the local level.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So in that algorithm, I fell out of it. So I'm not really the person that someone would think about. You know,
I can see that.
when it comes to certain things, because I'm really not of that anymore. I'm of it. Yeah. I'm still in it. If you call me, I'm there. I'm with the SBAs and all. Those are all my folks that go. But I'm still I don't get that look because I'm not always in the mix.
I think the best way to describe that would be like out of sight, out of mind as well.
That's
like,
exactly what it is.
You know, you're out the algorithm because you're not in this every day here just doing stuff.
Yeah.
You're doing amazing big things, right?
And that's why I went, not to cut you off, that's why when me and you actually connected on Instagram, I would see your work. I was like, I want to do his. Like, dead serious. When you finally hit me up and was like, yo, let's work. I was so happy, bro. Like when you would say like, no, he hit me back fast. Like, bro, I was waiting on that one. Because I do so much worldly, and not worldly, but across the nation and across the country.
Outside of the city,
Outside of the city. Sometimes you want to come home and just
talk
about it.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I think
not on your own platform because I'm only going to reach my own people.
You know, I understand that 100% because I be wanting, but I be wanting that as well sometimes. Like, damn, who can I go to for this, right? Because I'm the guy to do it.
Yeah.
Not disrespecting nobody that's doing podcasts because everybody's podcast is different. Some people's jokes, people just like conversation. Mine is like, I'm giving you gems. I'm giving you people who mean something to the city every time. When you want to know what a Gus about, scroll down my page. my YouTube, you're gonna see everybody that means something, that's doing something. From the regular everyday worker that just worked at Papa John's, I don't care, like,
And I love that.
their history is gonna mean something to you.
When I tell you I love that. And I just wanted to be a part of it, bro.
Definitely, bro. And it was to me. I seen you. First time I seen you, I was producing. Like I've always produced, and I still love producing. Don't get me wrong, but I stepped away from that. But I remember seeing you on Mo podcast. The first day I met you was at Mo house.
Yep.
It was 2 of y'all that came, and I filmed it, whatever. And that's the first time I met y'all. So like even like you said, meeting people through people and getting in these rooms and doing certain things. Sometimes it's the things you're doing that you don't like love, but it's getting you, you know, that networking piece. And yeah, I pride myself on giving good interviews. I know how to tackle stuff. No script. You know,
bro. When I tell you this was the best interview I've had, bro, because you asked some stuff that I've always wanted to talk about. Everybody, when I'm talking, I talk about the film stuff because that's what people see.
Yeah.
But the people that know me, that's like later in life. You ask me about stuff that my homeboys gonna be like, oh, I know about that.
But
like,
you know, it's like the art to a lot of this stuff really is time. It's taking your time, but it's listening. So like as you talking, I'm getting intrigued because I really care about somebody's story. I'm like, yo, hold on, let's bring it back, hold on. And I'm not just skipping. Sometimes you'll talk to somebody and you'll be saying, my grandma, you know, then my dad. Okay, cool. So film, how'd you get into that? Like, whoa, nigga. We gonna go from 99 to 2015? No, I don't like doing it. I want to build that character, build that audience, and then I feel like the interview just live on. Like if I can post 3 clips from this in the next week. Don't post up in 9 months. Post another clip, it's gonna go up because oh, he had him on last year. Y'all didn't watch it last year, but it's always gonna hit because of how I'm you know catering to my audience.
Yeah.
But like I said, your work is tremendous. The shots and everything look good all the time. As somebody who I like to shoot my stuff looking like movies, which is why I shoot how I shoot on purpose. Looking at your work, I be getting inspired. Like I gotta learn cameras. Talking to you just now, I'm like, I gotta take a course. Like I just have to do it. I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice if I don't take a course. The ISO thing you mentioned, I don't know what it means either, but I know I love using that button. Yeah. I love when they say I'm thinking my aperture. I think, but I love when I'm like, okay, my aperture is a 1.8. I love it, 1.8, 1.4. I know it's a good thing. I don't know what it means. I don't know. I just know how I shoot. Having 1 point something aperture is like amazing.
Yes.
Don't know what it fucking means. You know what I'm saying? So talking to you, I'm inspired to also like just get about my business and like take a step back to take a step forward. You know, so definitely appreciate the conversation.
I appreciate you, bro. This was amazing, dog.
I try,
whatever I need to, whatever I can ever do for you. If you ever need to come through and you just want to learn,
just want to shadow, I learn
your
shadow,
camera,
I help you, yeah, definitely.
Whatever. And I always tell people, and bro, my DMs be going off about like, hey, I want to learn I want to get a camera. I be like, how much you want to spend? He be like, man, I want to spend like $200-$300.
That ain't
be
it.
like, bro, up or baby, update your phone.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the most powerful piece of equipment on a film set that you can have.
You're right.
You know, so with that phone is going to think for you. It's going to do everything that you need for you. Because if you're not going to want to learn the triangle, which is ISO, aperture, and shutter speed, your footage is actually going to come out worse than your cell phone that's in your pocket.
Quickly, I know I want to wrap it up, but I want to ask you because you mentioned that, like, just give some nuggets because I might use the clip. Nuggets on shutter speed, aperture, and ISO, right? Depending on what you're shooting, what's a good setting?
For film or photography? Film. Okay, so film is always, when you think of film, you think about frames per second. So 1 second in a normal setting, like what we're doing, I'm not going to try to slow this down or anything. It's 24 frames per second.
24 FPS.
Yep. Gotcha. So a frame is a picture. So to make this is 24 pictures. If you're shooting at 24 frames a second, your shutter speed, which is how fast the shutter goes, is going to be double that. 50. Yep. So it's always going to be double that.
Okay.
Your ISO is the amount of light you're going to let into your camera. So your ISO can change.
Okay.
But you have to find out what the base ISO of your camera is because that's the ISO that you always want to keep it at.
Okay.
So my cameras, I shoot with Sony. My base ISO is 800. No matter what situation I'm in, I want to stay at 800.
Okay.
In certain, now when you're getting what you said with your aperture, that's like your 1.8s and all this. If you're shooting at 1.8, you want to have your shutter speed at 800, that's a good little bit of light, but you're outside. Now it's going to look like your image is blown out or it's too much light. You need to put a filter on it. That's your shades.
Yeah.
Put your shades on it,
ND
dial
filters.
it down. Now you can fix it.
Okay.
I just gave somebody like that. That's the base of filming.
I'm somebody, so thank you.
Yep, that's the
That was it for me. What about the photography setting? I don't take pictures, but I be thinking about it. But I don't.
photography is almost the same, but it's not. So it's still dealing with light. So aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, all of it is still dealing with light. So if you're shooting at 800 shutter speed, that's how fast your shutter is gonna stop. Like, so if I drop it down, it's gonna close a little slower.
Oh, that's like.
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
so if you're
okay.
shooting sports, everything moving fast. You need that picture to, so you can catch that person dunking, or you might want to be at.
I never thought about that. That's
1 over
crazy.
1200. But that's gonna make it darker. The higher your shutter speed is, the darker the image is.
So can you put the ISO up?
That's what you do.
Look at me, man. Come
There
on.
you go. That's
Come
all it
on,
is.
man.
It's all a teeter-totter game.
I need to start
a lot of
playing some
math.
film. But now I can edit this. I'm good. See, I'm like JP Chase. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff. I got everything I want. I'm gonna keep
man.
using this. I'm gonna break it down.
Yeah, like and that's really what it is. Like, you're figuring out how this triangle works with each other.
Got you.
And once you figure that out, you could shoot anything.
Okay.
Shoot anything.
All right, man. Definitely, man. This was definitely dope, bro. I feel like I learned a lot. I learned a lot about you, definitely, though. But I think it's inspiring to people, even who just here and working and doing good things. Like, it's not to say the whole F Augusta or go here, but just to show you that it's that mindset. Like, this is where the money at. This is where the room's at. Let me get here. Like you said, you just somebody from Augusta, but
Yeah, that's it.
you on big TV screens, working with big artists, Grammy-nominated artists, Grammy-winning, award-winning artists. I mean, you living a life, and you're doing what you love.
And that's the main thing. I do what I love every day. That's
Definitely,
the main thing. I mean, of course, I'll take the money, because you still got to pay
Ain't gonna turn that
bills.
down.
You still got to live. But it's not even about the money. Like, I really don't have any stresses in life. My hardest stress is making sure everybody else is not stressed, because I don't have any myself. I wake up, whether I want to wake up at 8 o'clock or I want to wake up at 1:30, my work still has to be done. So that just means I'm going to be in the office later, or I'm going to be at home in my studio working longer hours.
It's funny. I'm gonna let you go, but it's funny because you say that, and it's like I always wondered how it would sound to hear that speech. You ever seen Paid in Full before?
Yeah.
It ain't about the money, eh?
ain't.
Like that's that, but like the corporate, that's amazing how you say it. It's not about the money, it's about this, about that. Like, that's funny to me. I was laughing just thinking about it, but
that's my movie.
yeah, man, this is dope. Oh, I love the movie. I watched it last night with the girls.
Yes.
It's amazing. Man, tell me where they can find you at, you know what I'm saying? Or where to contact you at, your email, your IG, no Facebook, I know.
Yeah,
But,
Facebook, Travoris, Weeda Hawkins. It's still the same.
Weeda.
Yep. Instagram is Travoris_Hawkins.ys. Or if you just put in Travoris, it's gonna pull up.
Yeah, you're a big deal.
Yeah. Ain't too many people named Travoris. But email is info@scholarfilms.com. Website, scholarfilms.com.
Definitely, man.
I'm easy to find. My office downtown.
You got the store downtown.
Yep, we got the store in the office and the studio downtown. We low key. We always there. But if y'all
What's
ever
up,
need
bro?
us, just come through.
That's what's up, man. I definitely appreciate you doing the interview, man. Definitely wishing you the best success. You know what I'm saying? Watching, and you're a hometown hero if you know it or not, bro.
I appreciate it, brother.
Shout out to you, man. Clap it up one time for my man, Weeda. All right. One Masters Podcast, we out. Yeah, that was dope, bro.
That was real dope.